let me
It
check
looked
the
like
sites.
it looked like above. Hold on one second. It looked like above. You clicked that to join a workshop. Did you not join a workshop above? Let me know.
Okay. So we just kind of got that on loop for right now. What state you in right now?
Huh?
What state are you in?
Oh, California.
Okay, you off in Cali. Alright, so we got all that ready. Let me get rid of this. I'll leave this right here so I can see what's going on. Let me just leave this social media thing up so I can always see what got going on. Just expand this right. The last one will be just checking the YouTube. Make sure the YouTube is on the same thing and we'll be ready to rock and roll. I ain't gonna take up too much of your time, so I know it's a busy man. So we sounded good on YouTube as well. So we all set. My phone on not disturb. I know this thing got going on. Okay. Where the heck is my little script?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your man, Robi Joe, back in the game, back in the building. Today I'm excited. We are doing something that we haven't done before. I'm bringing on, before I do that, let me go ahead and say what this is for you guys who don't know. This is the Inspire to Innovate podcast. And on this channel, we are looking to, hold on, let me get my script together. Y'all know I'm still new to this. Okay, here we go. This is the Inspire to Innovate podcast where we help creators, entrepreneurs, and brands tell their stories. Get in front of your audience and go ahead and get your sales up, get your awareness up. Let's make sure people know what you got going on, because again, they don't know how much you got it going on. Today I got a special guest in the building. Let me make sure I got this right before I cue him up. If y'all don't know who he is, y'all should have. I sent you guys the. He's in the background, tuned up, ready to go. Hold on. Let me bring in my man today. That's gonna be Brendan Boyd. Brendan Boyd. Brendan Boyd. Brendan Boyd.
That's how.
Okay, okay. Enough of the theatrics. Let's go ahead and get to it. What's going on with you today, my brother?
What's up, man? How are you, man? Appreciate being here. I was just vibing to the music. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, a little elevator music kind of set the tone right quick. Make sure you ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So how's your day going over there, brother?
Day's cool, man. Can't complain. I am on the west, so it's only 11 a.m. right now. Um,
Ooh-wee.
you know what I'm saying? When we get done with the pod, I'm gonna probably go on a walk and then hit the gym real quick, come back, and then knock out a couple of things.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, definitely appreciate your time here on the show. So, I want to just go ahead and get straight into it, man. Just tell the people a little bit about yourself so they can kind of, you know what I mean, get to know you a little bit before we get started.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm a digital media entrepreneur. Essentially, what I do is I've combined, podcasting and content creation, with digital products. You know what I mean? I teach, I educate. I run a Podcast for Profits Academy where I teach other podcasters how to monetize their podcast, and I run a podcast agency helping business owners and entrepreneurs get in front of more people by using podcasts as a tool to get in front of their audiences, right? And then we teach them how to tell their stories and stuff like that on these different platforms so they can grow their brands, their products, and their services. So that's essentially what I got going on.
Awesome, awesome, man. That's awesome, bro. The world needs more people like you that have the information and are giving it to the people so they can level up, man. So I definitely want to let you know we appreciate you for that. Um, I met you a couple of weeks ago when we was filming for Mr. Williams on the I Talk Great podcast, and you definitely went on that episode and dropped a whole bunch of gems. So ever since then, I kind of been like on this spiral, like let me tap into what he's talking about, and like I seen so much just open up from what you was providing, because you definitely got so much value in your messages. And not only that, for you guys who don't know him, this guy's all over the internet, been doing this for a while, and definitely has been, oh man, like everybody who he's come across has been, what's the word I want to look for, not just changed, but this man has basically just like revolutionized their thought process with just the information that he has in his head. So again, that's why in the title we call him the podcast guru, because he has taught so many people how to level up, 10x what they got going on. So let me go ahead and get to some of these questions, brother.
Yeah, what you got for me, bro? What you got?
The power of the podcast. Tell
And
people how powerful it is to have a podcast and the benefits of it.
yeah, I mean, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. People can feel how they want to feel. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, I really believe, it's my opinion, strongly that you should have a podcast, especially if you're someone that's looking to network, build relationships, collaborate, get in different rooms, meet different people. A podcast is literally a cheat code that will enable you to do that. I'm talking about 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure, 9-figure earners, business owners, founders, investors, engineers, thought leaders, scientists, doctors, almost anyone that you want to get in contact with. You can get in contact with them. You can build with them. You can have them come on your platform, right? You can build a bridge, have a conversation. Get a mini coaching session, get a mini mentorship. You know what I'm saying? Maybe ask questions that are burning inside of you, and you really want to ask somebody that has the knowledge and the expertise. And literally, by just inviting them on your platform, they're going to answer those questions. They're going to say yes. They're going to come on because people want to tell their story. They want to talk about their product, services, what they do, how they make an impact, how they're helping people, how they're changing the world. And having that platform and having that the invitations going out to bring them on, it's incredible what comes out of that. Just from the relationships alone. But like I said, like projects, business opportunities, maybe investment opportunities. Maybe different softwares. It's just so many things that can happen. So that's why I said it's my opinion, but I feel like there's a couple additional departments I feel like every business should have, and I think having a media department and having your own podcast is definitely something that every business owner needs, especially 2023 going into 2024 and beyond. And it's so easy. Like you can just do it on your you can do it on your phone, laptop, tablet. You know what I mean? I mean,
There's no
we're on
excuses.
we're on a virtual stage right now. You know what I'm saying? So you just
Yeah,
put
we
the time
definitely got to
aside.
get to that.
Yeah, use the software that's available, and then just get busy.
So, how long have you been in the podcast game?
I mean, I've been doing interviews. I'd say since 2018. I didn't realize what I was doing was necessarily a podcast till about 2020. So I mean, overall, I could say 5 years with intention. I could say probably like 2.5, 3 years with intention, meaning I was always doing interviews, but I was like, you know what? Let me turn it up a little bit. Let me pay attention. Let me dedicate some time to focusing on what I have here, building it up. Getting skill set, getting the knowledge. Learning, what I can do on the virtual side, learning what I can do on the in-person side. How can I really generate revenue with this? Especially if the views aren't crazy, if the downloads aren't crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I feel like I do, which is a little bit different than what a lot of people teaching and talking about podcasting. Is I'm letting people know that, hey, listen, you can start a show and you can get paid this week, this month. There's a lot of different opportunities that don't necessarily involve you having to wait for Google AdSense or wait for heavy downloads on the audio side. You can get money right now. So I think that's my unique proposition when it comes to like my podcast academy, and helping podcasters get to the back.
So before we get to the podcast agency, which is, what I mean, a definitely thing you got to go elaborate on.
Yeah.
You just described multiple ways people can monetize their opportunity outside of just YouTube, and I wanted to highlight that because a lot of people who get into this, they don't know the other options they have. So it's very important that you don't just skim past that really quick. This guy knows more than one ways to bring some revenue into your operation, to fund your operation, and scale what you got going on. So that's definitely going to lead into what my next question is, which is, tell us about the pod agency, your pod agency.
Yeah, fact. So the pod agency solves a problem that I had. So if anyone that's watching has ever seen me, it's on social media or on my YouTube channel, whatever's going on, right? If you're looking to develop a product or service, I normally have you ask 3 questions. And if you can answer one of these 3 questions, you can figure out what product that you're going to sell. And the 3 questions I ask would be, what's a problem that you know that you're having in your life that you know that you probably need to solve, right? That's question 1. Question 2 is, what is something that people always ask you for or come to you about? It's something that you do very, very easy. It could be family, friends, people at work, people at the gym. You're kind of known for it and you do it very easily. And the third thing is, what is something in the marketplace that you notice can be improved, maybe by your experience or by, other people's experiences? If you can answer one of those 3 questions, you have a product. So for me, it was answering that first question. What is something that I'm experiencing? And what I was experiencing and not having the opportunity to get in front of people more consistently. How can people discover who I am? How can they learn about my story, how I can make an impact, my products and services, and the solutions that I provide for people that have, they may have a problem and I might have the solution to their problem. And for me, it was literally just that. So I did a little self-audit and I noticed, man, well, if I was getting on more podcasts, if I was getting in front of more people, if I had more exposure, more opportunity to have more exposure, that would solve my problem. So I immediately put an offer out to people, say, hey, listen, if you have the same problem, if you got a business, a brand, product, service, and it works, and all you need to do is just get in front of more people so they can discover you, I can help you with that. You know what I mean? So it started simple as that. So to sum it up, that's what the pod agency does, man. It basically helps business owners and entrepreneurs get in front of more of their ideal audience and get introduced to new audiences, primarily focusing on podcast audiences. We do some YouTube shows. We actually just acquired, local news in pretty much all over the country. So now if you want to get in front of, TV shows as like, a business owner spotlight, entrepreneur spotlight, like we can get you on TV now too. And that's really what we do, man. We just want to help you get in front of more people because the more people that know you, the more they can flow you. The more that they can find you and search you, the more people can inquire about your products, inquire about your services, get on that strategy call, maybe book a call. You know what I'm saying? Maybe join your email list, your text message list, get into your free lead magnets or your free groups or whatever the case may be. That's not going to happen if they can't discover you. So you need to be more discoverable, and then that's what we do with the podcast.
You hear that? That boy just dropping straight gems. That's what I love about Brandon. That man has so many options on different ways to explore your monetization. So it's very important that you guys who are watching take some notes. Definitely tap in with him. And he has a phrase that we're going to lead segue into, which is called the power of the DM. Sometimes people don't utilize what they have at their fingertips. So talk to us about the power of the DM and how it could help them initiate some of those first steps into getting their monetization correctly.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that a lot of people have is like, they may feel a little anxious, or they may feel a little discouraged, or they may feel, just a little, I don't want to say the word scary, but just not comfortable with the idea of meeting new people, starting new conversations, starting cold conversations. But utilizing the DM and Instagram is a powerful way for you to get in front of people that you want to connect with, right? You plant a seed, you can plant multiple seeds. You can literally do 100 DMs a day. That's what Alex Hormozy talks about. Doing 100 DMs a day to your ideal potential client, you'll wake up in the morning with some type of responses, right? So it's really a numbers game. A lot of the people that even came on a podcast, even clients that purchased products and services, people that I may have done collabs with, even some friendships, have all began through the DM. DMs is commonplace now. I mean, all platforms pretty much have some type of messaging option, right? They have some type of DM option, and just a lot can happen there. You could literally use that every single day to build relationships, to plant a seed, to give yourself opportunities to connect and build with more people. That's why it's so important to start conversations in a DM. And if you're someone that is a little bit anxious and uncomfortable with doing it in real life, the DMs is a good place to get started because you can start a DM on your couch. You could do one in the passenger side of your best friend's ride, right? Like TLC would say, right? You could do one when you're at the gym, stretching, right? Like find some time, start some conversations. One of the things that I like to do, because sometimes people don't really even see the DM, right? Because if you're reaching out to somebody that maybe you're not following, right? Instagram at least, they segment the DMs, right? So it's like you got a main group, you got the primary, you got the general, and you got the like in the request. So what I like to do is I'll send a DM, but then I'll go on their page, I'll like 2 or 3 photos, and then I'll leave a comment, check DM with a microphone and a fire emoji. So it kind of gives them an idea, okay, it has something to do with something around maybe podcasting or speaking or something about something, right? So that's something you can do as well. Send a DM because you don't know what inbox you're going to come into on Instagram. So send that DM, right? I mean, spice it up. An audio message is cool. A video message is cool. It just makes you stand out. Then go back to the profile page, like a couple photos, or videos or whatever the case may be, and then just say comment, check DM, and then you choose what emoji might be relevant to your subject matter or maybe what space you're in. So if you're a dentist and you want to let people know, like, hey, listen, it's important for you to get a cleaning. I got a free cleaning kit or whatever case. Maybe I got a nice little cleaning video on YouTube. Maybe you drop a TV emoji with a tooth emoji and a fire emoji, right? So that's gonna make you stand out. They're probably gonna be like, yo, who's this person that commented check DM and there's a TV emoji with a tooth emoji and a fire emoji. What's this about? So that's gonna probably make your DM stand out. So those are little small little nuances that you can do along with shooting your shot in the DM, especially when it comes to like strangers. Because like I said, the way Instagram is changing nowadays, you're not just going directly in the main inbox, so they may not even see it. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody hit me up, Anton Daniels, who's he does the Millionaire Morning Show. He's out of Detroit. I had sent him a message just to connect with him. And he literally hit me back this weekend. I think the message I sent him was like 2 months old. So what did we learn there? One, I planted the seed 2 months ago. It sprouted now. But if I never planted that DM, it would have never had sprouted, which is why you want to use this too. Secondly, it wasn't in his primary inbox. So he found it in one of the other inboxes, right? So that's what I'm saying. So just give yourself opportunities. It's definitely something that you should do every day. And if you have the bandwidth, you can hire a virtual assistant to be in your Instagram DMs and help you out with that, which can help save you a lot of time.
Leading with value is the name of the game, and that's his whole approach. I thank you for that right there, because a lot of the times just by initiating and establishing contact with some of these people, and you got a very prolific phrase called "just ask." Tell people about just ask. I'm on you, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to them about the power of just asking, bro.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like it sounds very prolific, but it's really simple. And at the end of the day, as human beings, we like to overcomplicate. Like it can't just be that. Like you know what I'm saying? That's literally what it is. You know, you have to figure out what is it that you want. Like, what are you looking to get at? What is the end goal here? Do you want conversation? Do you want to just meet someone? Do you want to collab content? Like, what do you want to do, right? So once you have an idea on the things that you want to do, then simply, without hesitation, without caring about what the result's going to be, knowing the reason why we don't ask is because we already told ourselves the result of what we don't want, which is a no, or it's not going to happen. But the fact remains, it's already not happening. So by you not asking, you're just perpetuating the idea of it not asking. I mean, by the idea of it not happening. So if you do ask, you give yourself 50% chance of it happening or going down. If it doesn't happen, it's already what you're already experiencing. So I'd rather take that opportunity of asking somebody something that I want to do, right, than not. And it could be anything. Like you can be asking a girl out, a guy out. You can be asking somebody for a loan. You know, you could be submitting for a credit card. You know, you could be asking somebody to come on your podcast. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that people don't do because they're afraid of the outcome, but that outcome is already happening because you didn't take the step towards actually seeing if the outcome could be the one that you're desiring. You know, so if you get a no, you're already living the no. Just imagine, like, like let's say there's a girl I wanted to take out or something, or I wanted to take us out, or whatever the case may be. Let's say I don't ask her. Guess what? I'm already not taking her out. So let's say I do ask her, and she says no. Guess what? I was already not taking her out. So you're not losing nothing. You gave yourself an opportunity, and sometimes you need more than one ask. So that just gives you one ask. You planted one seed. When's the last time you did anything one time and it came out how you want? Like sometimes it takes multiple times. So you planted a seed, and then you get to ask number 4 or ask number 12, and then it happens. So like nothing happens right away. So you give yourself more of a potential of it happening when you just ask. But if you hear a no, you might learn something from that no, which actually gives you more context to get a yes next time. And it may not be for that person. It could be for the next person or the next opportunity.
And that's very important that you say that, because sometimes people don't realize that no may not necessarily mean no, but like you like to say, not right now. And sometimes you gotta, as that person, take that no in that moment and say, well, let me continue to prepare, let me continue to position myself to be ready for that next opportunity when it presents itself. So It's very important that you say that, man. There's a lot of people that are initiating and trying to get out of that space where they're in their head and they're not taking no action because of their what we like to call self-defeating attitudes or their limitations or how they perceive this person may respond. So I'm glad you definitely shared on that, bro. That definitely speaks to a lot of people. So let's switch gears really quick and let me just ask you, because I've seen some of your content. I've seen some of the stuff like on other people's shows. I've seen some of the stuff you do on your own. So my question to you is, what is your mobile setup for creating content? Then what's your mobile setup for when you go around to other people and you do podcasts on their locations?
Yeah, the mobile setup, I downsized a lot. So now I got a light kit. I got a newer light kit, which is two wireless LED lights. They go soft and also go hard, depending on where I'm at. So I got that light kit. I got these two really, really solid tripods. You know what I'm saying? You really need, like, a lot of people go cheap on the tripods because they don't think it's that important, but it's extremely important to get some really, really great quality tripods. So I have two of those. I got three cameras. I got a backup camera, two main cameras, three sets of Bluetooth mics. I just got them over time, but they also back up. I'm shooting on Canons right now. I'm in the process of upgrading to these new Sony Cinema Line situations. I think either FX3. I think that's the one I'm probably gonna get. But I mean, it don't really matter which camera you start with. If you just start, you can always upgrade, right? So I got two Canons at the moment. The light kit, the mic kit, tripods. I got a really nice durable piece of luggage because that's important too. You don't want to just get a cheap bag or something like that because all your equipment's in there. I keep all my cameras on me in a camera bag, and I keep all the other equipment, and I just have it in a suitcase. I just bring it along with me. Um, that allows me to do everything that I need to do. You know what I mean? I do bring my laptop, but I don't need the laptop when I'm shooting the in-person podcast. Um, and then other than that, the only other thing is I have a monopod. I use a monopod to shoot some content that might be on demand. You know what I mean? Like maybe I just want to get some things and frame them up as a clip already. I have the monopod. I can set up my phone, mic myself up via the phone as well, and then get some content I can send right to my editors so they can chop up literally that same day. So that's all I need to get it done. That's really all anyone really needs to get it done. And again, you don't need two cameras. You don't need two tries. You can just get one camera to start if you want to do in person. If you don't want to do in person, you don't even need that. Like you just need a laptop, your phone, tablet, and a piece of software, and you can get going. You know what I mean? Even what we're
Wow.
doing now, even what we're doing now is great, but this is still advanced. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even need a full setup. You don't need a virtual background and a virtual stage. It looks really nice for the branding purposes. You know what I'm saying? I think it looks amazing. You got the logos on here and everything. But you can literally just start with your phone using software like Riverside, StreamYard. You can even go on Zoom, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And just add in that secondary person. If you're gonna have a guest, hit that record button and just start having these conversations. You know what I mean? Everything else can figure stuff out later. You don't even need a title of the podcast. Joe Button started his podcast without a title. I started with my podcast without a title. That title came like episode 6 and 7. And sometimes that's what you need. You'll run into multiple guests over that period. You might have different ideas yourself. If you got a co-host, you know what I mean, you just bounce some ideas along, and then you'll get the title for the show. Some people are like, yo, I need this, I need a title, I need the equipment, I need this, I need all the editing, I need like that might take you weeks to get that, depending on what type of executor you are. And then now it done been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, you podcast selling that, right? So I just advocate for just making sure you got a piece of software, the record button works, right? The audio you're capturing, the video you're capturing. If those check out, you're good to start. And then you can start adding in the other things later. We just want to make sure Do you even like this? I mean, the idea to start a podcast is sexy. Everyone has one. Everyone's like, yo, I'm about to drop one. I got 3, 4, you know what I'm saying? Whatever case may be. But it's work. It's like everything else. It looks cool because it's content. You know, it looks cool because, you got something to share. I got something I can bring somebody on. But are you really willing to do the work that it takes behind the scenes, the editing, reaching out to guests to come on the show, the logistics, you know what I mean? Making sure your joint's edited. Like all the things that go into doing the show, the graphics, the show notes, the descriptions, the copies. Um, so that's what I say. Just get going. See if you like it. See if it makes you happy. See if you enjoy it, and then you can always add to it after that.
Nah, that's amazing right there, brother. And I definitely want to thank you for sharing that because here on this show, I kind of went through that same thing as well, trying to figure out where I'm going to begin with, what I'm going to start with. And I was like, the more and more I go down that spell, the longer it's going to take for me to go ahead and get it started. So I definitely, took the same approach. And I was like, you know what, let me just go figure things out as I figure it out. And we're just going to continue to build and grow and add to it. Let me just kind of get some of the baselines out the way and just start the day, kind of have like a generic guideline and then just continue to refine the process from there. So I definitely thank you for sharing that right there because a lot of listeners who are in that entry space, they need to know that right there. So let's switch over to somebody who's more in the intermediate space where they have something going on. They have a podcast, they have a show, they got a couple of interviews, but they don't know what else that they can necessarily do to grow their platform and get in front of a larger audience. What would you recommend that they do?
Yeah, a couple things I would say is a lot of podcasters are not guesting. So that's a great way to be discovered. Like if you're a host, you need to go on shows because people that are watching podcasts, right, you can get the audience. Sometimes we go on platforms that are not podcast platforms and we expect that audience to translate. It may not always translate. So I would definitely, if you're a host and you already got a show with some momentum, you're moving and grooving, I would start getting myself on shows. That's number one. Second thing I would do is I would look at promoting the audio side of the podcast because the audio side of the podcast, people can leave those reviews, they can leave those comments, right? They can get those downloads, and those are trackable. You know what I mean? So if you got an email list, a text message list, if you're part of any communities, virtual or in person, or if you want to give a task to someone on your team, it could be an intern, could be a VA, could be could be somebody that's doing some executive assistant work for you, whatever case may be. Have them start DMing, your ideal audience the link to the podcast. Hey, listen, you look like someone that's interested in business, interested in entrepreneurship. Check out this brand new podcast. Boom, drop the link there. And also if you get a chance, please leave a review. Things like that really, really work. We're rolling that out right now on a higher level. Looking to touch hundreds of people a day with that method. That's going to allow you to get discovered more. And I would do that on other platforms too. So you could do that in Instagram, you could do that in TikTok, you could do that, on LinkedIn. Like I said, mention email, mention text. Wherever you can go to get in front of more people to let them know about your show, what you got going on, I will 100% do that. You could do collaborations with your guests, go live with your guests. Make sure all of your clips, if you're bouncing down clips, they always got your logo on it because people can discover your podcast by the logo. So you definitely want to make sure your short form content is branded. Make sure when you post a show, you're encouraging people to share the episode if they enjoyed it. I would definitely do that. So it is, those are just a couple ways for them to kind of get going. But if you're doing posting and hoping, that's definitely not going to work. And I don't blame you for doing that because you just got the show edited, you got it out. You're like, yeah, let me just get it up. But it shouldn't stop there. What is your 4P plan? What is your podcast post promo plan? What do you do when a podcast goes up? After it goes up, what's the 5 things you do? 6 things you do? 7 things you do? So you need to have that plan. You'll execute that every single time if you know what happens. These are the 4 or 5 things I'm going to do as soon as that podcast goes up.
Wow, wow, wow. I definitely hear you speak. Wait. Let me change it back. Hold on.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. So definitely implementing a strategy, not just posting and hoping. Wow, that's definitely dope. And that resonates with me as well too because I'm learning that part too. You have to have that follow up engagement. You got to know how to continue. And it's more than just pressing a post and just seeing what happens, aiming for the stars. You got to have a strategy in place. So again, that's why we got the guru on the channel because again, he's teaching you guys, also teaching me as well some of these things. So I heard you say something on one of the shows that you was featured on about being a professional guest. So these business entrepreneurs, these brands, these people who are representing these companies, speak to them about them going on platforms like a podcast or a webinar or stuff like that, and how they could optimize being a professional guest.
Yeah, I think that at the minimum, people should run this P2W strategy. It's 52 weeks, which is a year, one podcast a week, 52 weeks. That's 52 different platforms that you can get on, that you can be discovered, that you can be found, that you can be searched, that you can have content created from. And if 30 minutes a day, I'm sorry, 30 minutes a week, 60 minutes a week, maybe 90 minutes, 1 to 2 shows. I mean, if you did that once a week, that's 52 different stages. If you did that, you know, uh, twice a week, 60 to 90 minutes, let's just say, depending on the length of the podcast. Now we're talking about 104 different stages that you're on, right? So not all the opportunities are going to be paid. You can find some free opportunities to go on or some earned media opportunities to go on, but just imagine how many people in your industry, how many competitors that you have that are not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine how many competitors in your industry that cannot be found or cannot be searched as regularly as you would be if you started employing that. So being a professional guest just kind of goes back to you talking about your products, your service, your business, your story. How you provide a solution. You know, and again, I really believe it's something that every business owner should do. You should, and again, there's so many positives that come out of that. Like, what if you're a business owner and you just suck at content creation? You feel like you don't got the time for it. You don't know how to make content. It's not your specialty. Okay, cool. You can go on these podcasts, get access to the full file, and have an editor just cut down clips. You can
Mm-hmm.
repost that entire podcast on your YouTube. Now your YouTube has long form content and short form content. So it's an easy way just to get you more SEO, search ranks, more long form content, short form content, answer questions that your ideal client might be wanting to ask before they decide to invest or spend some money. So I would definitely do that. And like I said, your competitor most likely isn't doing it. So when they search your business category, with what it is that you do, you're probably gonna be up there, at the top of the search, unless your competitor is really spending a lot of money on ads. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine if you did that strategy and you spend money on ads too, you would be out of here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say about that. I think it's very important for people to utilize that guessing strategy inside of their businesses.
So hold on, let me make sure I drop one of these for you. Because I know my dog big on the sound effects. Nah, man, I definitely thank you for leading with so much value and dropping so many gems. Like, um, wow, I'm taking a second to take it all in because again, it's some great, powerful information. There are people who don't know about the power of information and going into some of these workshops, going into some of these seminars, going into some of these events that are being held and get into certain rooms and getting access to this information. So how about you speak to that for and ask? I mean, I'm sorry, answer the question of what has going to these like summits and these workshops done for you, and how have you transformed it to implemented it into your brand, into your business?
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, I don't even think about it. I'm at these events. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going. I think if you're serious about business, I said on the previous podcast too. Like Donnie Wiggins had she made a piece of content and I reposted it, and she just talks about if you're in whatever business category that you're in, you need to discover the events that are the go-to events for your business category, because those are where you can run into people that are thriving at the top, people that are on the come up, people that have access to adjacent products, softwares, and opportunities, the networking, collaboration opportunities, the movement that it shows to your ideal audience that are seeing you move around, um, monetization opportunities from either a merchandise or a marketplace standpoint, or maybe you're just building through conversations and you end up closing some deals. Like all of that is extremely powerful. Plus, it doesn't hurt getting out of your city or getting out of your normal routine to go do something somewhere else that's still related to your business. And it's a write off because you're investing in your business. So it's almost a no brainer. It doesn't make sense for you to not go. Anyone that does not see a value of going to events in their business is definitely someone that is thinking, in my opinion, too small. And I don't have a problem with your decision not to go, but I do encourage you to go because it's going to be way more positives than not if you decide to, hit up some of these events.
So what about you and the events that you do? Like, I've seen some clips on YouTube. So I'm definitely following you. Where it seems like you're, I would call it a workshop, but I don't want to quote it the wrong way. But I definitely seen you with the board behind you doing a demonstration to a room full of people. So speak to us about how you got into that and where are you with that part of your journey as maybe a mentor. I guess that's the best way I can call you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I really enjoy it. To be honest with you, like being able to share, teach, um, give some insight, and I do both. Where it's like I'll do a workshop live. I'll do a virtual workshop or masterclass as well. You know what I mean? I'll put my own events together. I invest my own money to put my own events together. I like being a part of other people's events. Speaking or contributing as a panelist or whatever the case may be. I think that when you do your own events, whether it's just a networking, a mixer, you know what I'm saying, like a let's say like a business summit where you're looking to bring different entrepreneurs in different categories together or business people together. I think it's so powerful because you're that connector. They're not there if it's not for you, if it wasn't for you, or if you create opportunities where you're able to sell tickets, whether for free or you get a couple dollars in the front. It gives you just more amplification. Just imagine if I dropped a book, but then I did an event, and at this event, I invited people that bought my book. I invited people that was interested in our book subject matter. Now I'm able to connect with the people that support my book. I'm able to sell to the people that are just learning about that subject matter, just came to a free event. I might have another product and service I can upsell. Maybe it's my first time speaking. Now I'm getting better at speaking. Maybe I'm using that event to bring other people on. Now I'm the connector. I give these other people, access to my platform, what I built. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot going on with it. Um, and I enjoy it. I like traveling. I like connecting with people. I like sharing information. Seeing how I can make an impact and stuff like that. So it works both ways. And when you're able to put your own events together, I think it starts really opening things up for you.
No, that's
I
definitely
think I think
amazing.
that's I
I
think
agree
that's
with you.
leadership. Yeah, that's
Okay,
leadership. I feel like.
let me make sure this microphone is muted because I got a message saying we're getting an echo. Do you hear echo on your side?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good, good, good. I asked you that question because that's the space that I want to grow into. Definitely getting some packages together. Definitely figuring out some digital assets. You gave me like a little pointer or two about that, and I want to ask you more about how can people like create some of this stuff. Let's say it is an ebook. Let's say it is a funnel. Let's say it is a workshop. Like Don't give all the sauce away now that they got to buy into your program now. But for an entry level person looking to aspire to get to the next level, where can they begin?
It kind of depends on what what they want to do. To be honest with you, like if you want to monetize your podcast, we got something for you there. If you're looking to just get into a mentorship or something, we got something for you there. We could drop some links below for sure. Um, but at the end of the day, like you can always go to YouTube. Maybe you're someone that's like, you know what, I'm not really sure if I want to invest my dollars yet. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So you could just search out what you may be looking for on YouTube. If you decide that, you know what, I do want to take it a step further, like I said, we got a lot of free resources that'll kind of get you going. And then if you want to get into a mentorship, or if you want to get into, one of the accelerators, stuff like that, we have those products available for you to do so. So, it's really just about meeting people where they are. You know what I mean? Like, I remember the first time I invested in coaching was $1,000 program. You know what I mean? And now I'm over $250,000 into my personal development programs and coaches and stuff like that. And I'm always going to have a coach. It doesn't make sense not to have one. Um, you're not the smart person, so you can't figure out what you don't know. You know what I mean? You're going to be turning on wheels for a very long time. You're like, yo, I don't see the value in invest in somebody. I'm going to figure it out. How can you figure out what you don't know? That doesn't make sense. Like if you never learned to tie your shoe, and somebody was like, tie your shoe, you ain't gonna just tie your shoe. Someone had to teach you to tie your shoe. That's like a mini mentorship. Let's look at it. But once you know that, you got that information, you don't even think about it. It's like you just do it and you out. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to get somewhere fast and you want to be more successful, the cheat code is to invest in yourself, get a coach, get a mentor, get a program, or all of the above. Take yourself more seriously, and have new habits and move in new ways, because the ways that you've been moving isn't the ways that's going to serve you into the future. It's gonna be like an anchor holding you back, right? So sometimes you just got to switch the whole thing up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say with that one for sure.
Wow, wow. How many podcasts you think you've been on at this point?
Um, I don't know, bro. It's been a lot. It's been a good amount. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's still a game of podcasts I'm still jumping on, and every time I discover one, I'm gonna see if it's a good fit for me, a good fit for my clients. I always put them first. See if it's something I can work with them, and then I'm gonna just come around the backside. Like when we acquired these TV news contacts, I'm like, man, like I can't wait to let them know, like you know what I mean, because you know even though TV isn't the same as how it used to be, there's still a lot of credibility that comes with you getting on the news. You know what I'm saying? Like 90% of the country still watch and listen to the news. So you may not necessarily do that, but just imagine if you come back to your audience and you got that Fox, you know what I'm saying, credibility, or you got that ABC, or you got that NBC, or whatever your local, whatever your local news station is. That's credibility. That's edification. You know what I'm saying? That's high level. There's going to be a lot of less professionals in your category that can say, hey, I was on, this news channel, this news channel, this news channel, this news channel, this podcast, this YouTube show. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to make you stand out in comparison to someone else when, a potential client is thinking about, should I invest in or work with this person versus this person? It just automatically gives you a higher level of cachet.
In your extended portfolio, how long did it take you to get your rhythm of being on camera and presenting this information? Because you speak it so well and fluently. So how long did it take you to get like where you got it down pat, where you can go on and just let it flow like you do?
I mean, I'm still working. There's still levels that I want to arrive at. So, I mean, honestly, like I was thrown to do like my first. I did a high school commencement speech, and this was hella years ago, and I agreed to do it because a friend of mine asked me to do it, which it was a privilege to do it. But that was the first time I ever did anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I was nervous. My palms were sweaty. I had my speech. You know what I'm saying? I was reading from the paper. But what I realized is like the more that you lean into these opportunities, the more you're gonna get better and improve. So to answer your question, I don't know exactly when it was when I felt more comfortable, but I know every single time that I do it, I get better, I get more confident. I'm always looking for opportunities to speak or get in front of people, which is one of the reasons why I created a tour so I can control that narrative, right? Like I can literally decide where I'm going. Um, I'm creating opportunities for me to speak and create opportunities for other people to come on the platforms and stuff like that. So yeah, you just get better with the more you do it, and that goes along with everything. That we're looking to do. We just need more, and more. And then you start noticing. Go back and watch the tape. Now, I was watching, even when I watch content that's repurposed of me on the stage, I'm like, all right, what I say there? How did I say that? What was the mood I was in? What's the energy around me at that time? Like if I literally did that same thing, would I do it the same way? What was my nuances? What was my body language? What was my my voice inflections? How did I interact with the audience? Could I have done that better? Did I interact enough? Did they feel like they was engaged? What was my overall feedback? I look at all of that stuff because at the end of the day, you don't want to be boring. Boring is probably the worst thing because people are going to tune you out. But at the same time, you want to be captivating. You want to mix some entertainment with the information that's going to make you a little bit more memorable. And you want to interact with your audience. That's gonna keep them engaged in the conversation and to make you someone that they enjoy to watch or experience.
Gems on top of gems. This man got a treasure box full of gems out here, man. I'm super grateful to be, interviewing you and asking you these questions. For those who may not know, I kind of dabbled in a lot of this for a long time, but I'm going down this route and I'm gonna make it into a full thing. We still in the beginning stages of all this. This is episode 2, and I have the privilege, the honor to have the legendary guru in the building, just dropping gems. So I take it very serious. You know what I mean? All these pointers that you dropping, and I'm gonna continue to research and study and improve on what I'm doing because I aspire to be great like you. And you got to give people their flowers when you see them ahead of you doing things. They put in the work. They earn where they are. They solidified their spot. So I'm not just saying this to just kind of coat ride, but I'm like, nah, this man is the shit. You understand what I'm saying? So, bro, let me see. Let's switch gears real quick. How hard is it to get people? Matter of fact, not like that. No, let me switch that. For those people who are struggling to buy into your program, how do you win them over? Do you have like a different tier list? Do you give out like a free sample product? Like, what is your strategy to converting the window shoppers into premium customers? Is basically what I'm
Yeah.
asking.
So number one, I feel like it's definitely gonna be you want to have something valuable for free. So we have a lot of free content, but then I have some free products and services. Like if you're a podcaster, you looking to monetize, launch, or grow your show. We got the 100K podcast program for free. That's 100K podcastprogram.com. So boom, let's say from there, you're like, you know what, I'm interested in learning a little bit more. We might get on a call or whatever the case may be, right? Now from that call, there's an opportunity. Like you can stay with the information that you already have. You could tap into mentorship, which is a 4-figure investment, or you could tap into maybe just a course only, which is also a 4-figure investment, but it's an entry level 4-figure investment, right? Maybe if none of those is what you're able to do, we have a funding option, so you can always tap into funding using credit, right? So if you've got a decent credit score, you got some revenue coming in, you're most likely going to get approved, so you could use your credit. If you want to go that route, we got a community, $99 a month. right? So I always encourage people to at least tap into the community because you get 30 days of access, you get 4 group calls, you get some accountability, you get some networking. You know what I mean? It's $99 is definitely well worth it to start there, and it's month to month, so you can start there or you can cancel. The cheat code though is just get in the community for a year because if you pay the $5.94 for the community, you're gonna get 6 months for free. At that point, it's cheat code, right? You just in it, you just locked in. So those would be the options. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you can take it to the hoop and just go straight for one of the mentorships. If it's podcast, it's a 4-figure investment. If it's building your own digital business and learning about digital products and stuff like that, and monetizing your information, that's a 5-figure investment. If you're literally just, hey, listen, I just need a material. I'm somebody that can do it on my own. You can just get the course material. And if you really just want to dip your toe in and see kind of where you are, ask more questions, get some strategy, then, the community is not a bad place to start.
Hold on, I got you. This thing. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Supposed to be
yeah.
on the shortcuts on the Mac, so I'm trying to still learn all this. Again, still learning, still applying pressure, still taking action all at the same time. Y'all seeing this in real time. So, oh man, let me ask you maybe one or two more final questions and I'll let you go. I can't take up too much of your time. You're already giving out too much sauce. They got to pay for the rest of that. Hold on, let me pull it up. One second, one second. So, could you give me maybe 3 tips on what I could do to grow a community from this standpoint of an entry podcast position?
Well, the first thing you got to know is that people want access. So if you don't have an opportunity for them to get access, you can't grow a community. So I was just thinking about imagining if somebody wanted more value from their Inspired to Innovate podcast, what does that look like? You know what I mean? Build that, into like a digital offering. Like for instance, it could be a Zoom call. They can get access to an ebook. They can get access to, let's say, other people in the community. Maybe you're gonna do a meetup. Maybe you do like a 10-minute meeting, not meeting, 10-minute podcast with your with members in the community. Like it can be literally whatever you want it to be, but that might be 49 a month, 69 a month, $99 a month, right? Second thing would be to utilize your platform and have that offer. So if you don't have that offer, if you're not putting that offer out, they can't get in, right? So that's another great way, right? So if you have a virtual podcast like this, you can have, text XYZ number or go over to, community.com, whatever your domain might be, and they can literally join right on the screen because you're using this screen to promote that product. You know, Another thing you could do is have affiliates. So you bring somebody in, say, hey, listen, your membership or whatever is $99 a month, but hey, listen, if you refer someone, they come in, you get 50% back. That could be one time, it could be recurring. It's however you want to set it up. So having those little incentives is a great way to do it, but it's all going to start from value. What's the value add that you're offering? Why would somebody want to take advantage of the community? And then how do you make it interactive? How do you make it fun? How do you make it something that people want to take advantage of?
What was that? I don't know what that was. Did you hear that?
Nah, I'm good. I ain't hear nothing.
Oh no no no! I see what that is. Somebody had dropped a message. Okay, because this also allows you to like put messages and stuff like that on screen. Again, I'm trying out
Oh yeah, yeah. You got
the
it on
live
YouTube.
feature. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got the feature going up on Facebook and on Instagram at the same time. Because again, with Ecamm, it has a few options to I broadcast at the same time. So we're just kind of testing out the functionality of it. Because for me, as being a podcast producer, or let's say a content producer in general, I want to go ahead and offer this service to different people who kind of have that limitation sometimes and don't have the full setup. So that's why,
Yeah.
in the beginning, I was asking you about like some of the troubleshooting stuff to kind of see how I can streamline the process and offer it as a service. Because again, I'm taking the gems down. I'm like, okay, I understand what I need to do to, take my things to the next level. So again, I've learned so much in a short conversation from you So I definitely
Yeah.
want to make sure I thank you for that and give you your flowers. Because if nobody told you today, brother, you the SHIT. You know, we're gonna try to keep it clean. But yes, sir. Yeah,
Appreciate you,
man.
bro.
So go ahead, tell the people where they can find you. Let them know where they can tap into. I know you got a million links, but let them know where they can find and keep up with you and tap into your movement, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real simple. On all platforms is at it's Brendan Boyd. That's ITS Brendan BRENDAN. Boyd is BOYD. And if you're a podcaster or inspiring podcaster, I got a free program for you. 100k podcastprogram.com. That's 100k podcastprogram.com. A lot of free information in there to get you going on your journey, monetization strategies, setup strategies, marketing strategies. And we got an affiliate in there as well that you can tap into and start generating some money with your podcast if you don't have a product or service. So I would definitely go to 100kpodcast.com. I'm sorry, 100kpodcastprogram.com, and then check out Is Brendan Boyd on all platforms.
Hold up. I got you. Hold up. All righty, there we go. There we go. Hey man, this has been awesome. This is a virtual podcast. We got my man on the west side of US of A. I'm over here on the east side in Florida, Miami that is, and I'm blown away by the experience. You definitely got me amped up to keep this going. I definitely thank you for your time, brother. Make sure you guys who are watching tap into him, learn from him, um, buy into one of his programs, if not all of them, because you definitely gonna learn to level up and 10x whatever you're trying to do. So, brother, thank you for your time, brother. This
100%,
has
man. This has been great. Make sure you guys, tap into this podcast and share this podcast to at least 3, 4, 5 people. Let's get it out to more and more people.
Yes. And if you guys are new to the operation, new to what we're doing, you can find us on IG at I2I underscore the world. That's inspired to innovate underscore the world. We have the Facebook page up. We have the YouTube page up. I'm working on everything else right now, so you'll be seeing some more things coming your way. We appreciate you guys tapping in. Like, comment, share. Tell your friend to tell your friends about the Robi Joe experience. Tap into my man, Brendan Boyd. And we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Okay, let's just